Hello everyone, and welcome to my monthly update vlog being recorded about a day later than it usually goes up because, well, this is November, the beginning of November, and I live in the United States, and there's been a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff right now. I'm recording this as of 9:28 in the morning, and we still do not know who our next president is going to be, although a lot of what's uncounted is mail-in ballots, and over the course of the counting of mail-in ballots, they have gone more towards Joe Biden than Donald Trump on mail-in ballots as a whole across the entirety of the United States, but we just don't quite know yet who actually wins. As of my recording of this video, we may know in the next few hours. We may know in the next 2 days, but we will eventually know. Anyway, this video is part of my monthly update vlog series that is meant to thank all of my wonderful supporters on patreon.com/Otaku Showboat, and of course we have a lot more to talk about than just that, so thank you to my Chromium members, Cole Fotoraro and Boiled Nerves. I did see that next month Boiled Nerves is dropping off. I am very happy for your support over these previous months, and I fully understand that, times are a little bit tight, and Christmas is coming. I do fully understand support dropping off, just as I fully understand support coming in as well. So there's actually arguments both ways. Christmas, wanting to support your creators for those who have the resources, and those who don't necessarily have the resources will be pulling back their support for the people they enjoy watching. Anyway, beyond that, October was nuts. Can we just go state October's been nuts. I did make a decision here at the very end of October, early November as well. That's really impacted things, and just immediate right now, right before recording this, the thing that I have just done is I have removed one of my active bulbs from each of my 3 overhead lights. I only needed to remove one of them because I was already only using half the bulbs. Each one of these lights has 4 of these, normally. 4 of them. These are 45 watt, 0.6 amp CFLs, huge CFLs, 110 to 130 volt, 50-60 hertz, for photography. It says it right on the doohickey, for photography. These are nuts. These things are insane, and there's 4 of them in each. I've been using half of that, 2 of them, on a regular basis. Normally, this entire time, it's been 2 out of the 4, not even all 4. And it's too much for my eyes. It's literally damaging my eyes over the course of making videos. Over these past few months that I've had these, I now have eye floaters that are persistent because of these lights. I've always had some eye floaters that have been very minor, very, very minor. I could forget that they exist, but every day I have these lights shining in my eyes, it makes them perpetually noticeable, is how that's been working for my eyes. But right now, as I sit here with these lights on a much lower intensity, I don't see any eye floaters. I don't notice my eye floaters at all. They are, I am okay right now. I have to look for them, actively pay attention to my eyes, what's going on with my eyes. This is another reason why I prefer darker backgrounds of images and stuff, is because, well, it's white backgrounds give me a migraine headache if I stare at white for too long, and B, it exacerbates some eye floaters that I have in my eyes. It makes it noticeable looking at white backgrounds with just how my eyes work. I don't have very great quality of eyes, although apparently my eyes are capable of really good sight if given really good lenses. Like that, it's been a little bit shocking to a an eye doctor or two who have put my eyes to the real test, kept adjusting the prescription on the lenses, and they're like, "Oh, you can go 2015, given the good right lens on your eyes. I can probably go even better than 2015." But they just stop there, and I'm at the point now. It's like, okay, I can do 2015 on my prescription. Let's get the prescription to show 2015 on my eyes, because that's what I'm used to now. I'm used to that level of clarity with my eyeglasses. And I can tell when I go down to 2020, which is considered good vision, right? 2020 vision. That's things look blurry to me at 2020. I mean, there is a noticeable difference in my eyes between a 2015 vision clarity and a 2020 clarity. And I much prefer the 2015, as one would think. So when I do go and get new glasses, I tend to do that. I haven't changed these glasses in 2 years at this point, so I'm due for a new lens. Apparently, my prescription hasn't changed that much. I went last year in November or December or something. I'm due for another eye checkup, and this would logically be the time that I would get new lenses, but I just can't afford new lenses. I can't afford new glasses when I go to the eye doctors to have my appointment. I'm also going to have to pay $15 to my eye doctors if I do go this year and have a yearly eye checkup, because my medical insurance pays for one appointment every 2 years completely. I pay nothing. My eye insurance would pay every year, but I owe $15 to do the appointment. So the off years, I would pay $15 because it goes through my eye insurance for the appointment. Either way, it would go through my eye insurance when I get new glasses. That's a thing I have to call about too, to try and change the eye insurance, because I am paying a bit too much, that more than I can really afford to be paying on a regular basis. It's like $32.70 after taxes each month for my eye insurance, and it's really good. It pays a lot towards glasses. It's absolutely worth it if I get glasses every year. I just can't really afford even the difference to get glasses every year, and I don't need the new prescription every single year either. Anyway, I went on a tangent because this lighting is now a little bit different, and I have had to slightly adjust the settings. It seems that I didn't need to do anything with the green screen. I just had to increase the gain a little bit on my webcam. I didn't increase the exposure at all. I might just do a little balancing act between exposure and gain, trying to keep both as low as possible on their sliders, because generally speaking, the lower sliders means better clarity of the overall picture, bringing less light in. If you bring in too much, if you need to bring in a lot of light for the image, it actually ends up making the image a little bit more blurry. From my own experiences with this particular webcam that I use, which is some 1080p Logitech webcam from a long time ago, from before they introduced a webcam that can do like 1080p 60 frames per second. This one's only capable of 1080p 30. Anyway, I digress. Earlier in October, I had a trip to Massachusetts to help my mother with packing up of stuff to bring back home with us Because the house is being sold. My grandmother passed away. She was the one who had the title of the house under her name and had a reverse mortgage for the house. So the house needs to get sold to pay off that reverse mortgage, and then any excess funds from the sale of the house will get distributed between my mother and her brother evenly, just through the probate process. However, my grandmother with my grandfather, my maternal aunt, they pack rats, the lot of them, and especially my grandmother. And yeah, it stuff everywhere, everywhere stuff. I came in after my mother had already gone up there twice to clear things out, and there's still so much stuff, so much stuff. There's going to be an estate sale, as far as I'm aware, at this point. That's the last I heard. There will be an estate sale at some point later in November. Um, the house is technically it is under contract for sale. Closing is like the end of November, the 30th, or something like that. And yeah, everything's progressing on that front. But I went up there to help with packing and to help with filling of the 15-foot U-Haul truck that my mother rented and drove all the way back down to Virginia by herself. If you don't know, I don't have a driver's license. I don't have any driver's license. So my mother is the one who drove up in a rental car with me as passenger and navigator, and then back in the 15-foot U-Haul truck with me as navigator and passenger. And we did the trip up in a rented SUV in one go, one sitting, that entire trip. But on the way back, we stopped for the night in New Jersey at the usual place we would stop for rest and for food and all that good stuff. When we would normally take a more casual drive to Massachusetts in the past, after my father passed away, that is, because before that, my dad would just drive the whole way up there and then the whole way back when we would come down, and that it's just his insistence doing it all in one go. But after he passed away, my mother was the one driving. We would normally take it over the course of 2 days. But we made it in the one go initially on the way up. We just needed to keep packing the truck on the day that we were coming back, so we left a lot later on the day that we were coming back and had to stop for the night. It was like after 10 o'clock at night when we were stopping for the hotel stay, and yeah, it was fine. Everything was okay. We packed that truck. My uncle, who is officially the executor of the estate at this point, had hired some muscle for more than just helping us to load up the truck. He needs lots of muscle to clear out a lot of the junk and trash from the house. So he was going to hire this person anyway. He's already filled up several dumpsters worth of trash to get out of the house. And yeah, it's progressing. It's progressing now. We have the house here at home is now full of boxes. I have slowly gone through a lot of the boxes of movies, VHSs, DVDs, etc. And the den and even my office behind me, it's just boxes everywhere. Some are clothes, some are dolls. There's so much Christmas stuff, my god. We have so many Santas. We have so many Santas now, and we have so many angels, and we have a nativity scene now to have put out. For reference, my grandmother was a Catholic school teacher by profession. So she was a very religious person, and she was also a teacher. So you can imagine the amount of clutter that was around that house and the types of clutter that was around that house. And she had a penchant for recording stuff on TV with VHS tapes. With the little recordable VHSs. There were thousands, literal thousands of them to get rid of, as well as regular movies to keep and sort through, and just and then the paper and the books and the teaching materials and all that stuff, just stuff everywhere. And we brought furniture back. We had to have help to unload the truck when we got back. My mother's boyfriend hired a guy for a couple hours to help with moving of the really heavy furniture out of the truck because I could not do it myself. We do not have a little dolly to help us with moving of heavy objects like dressers. That would have been nice to have before I started unloading the truck. Guess what? We now own a heavy-duty dolly that's actually convertible. You can put it flat on the ground to have it on the four wheels for moving of boxes and things or whatever you want to move furniture-wise that's small enough to fit on top of it. Yeah, we have it now. Could have used it about 6 hours prior to when we got it, but hey, now we have it for anything else I may need to move around in this house in the future. It was not fun moving 60 boxes plus myself one at a time from the back of the truck into the house. It was not fun moving a set of end tables with drawers, a vanity with mirror, a dresser, mirror, a dresser, a chest of drawers with all of its drawers, a literal wooden chest, trunk, and it never ends. Never ends. Couple tables, an armchair, random things, and we didn't take everything that we wanted to take either from the house. So everything else is going to get sold in the estate sale. Basically, that's going to be how that goes in the end. Now, that is enough about that topic. I think that was a couple of weeks that I was out during that period of time where I was not doing any streaming at all because I was gone, physically gone. I did a lot of recording ahead of time to make sure that I had the videos for YouTube for the Crass Storio series. So I made sure that we had that content every day during the entire time that I was away, which I hope everyone appreciated, even though, yeah, it was just consecutive videos without any work off-screen in between time, no scaling in between time. And I sort of set the precedent then to do it without doing any real off-screen stuff, and we are continuing with that going forward on the Crass Storio playthrough that is continuing as per usual. Now, the biggest of big news regarding my channel and the state of streaming and content production is that I have officially moved all of my live streaming content onto YouTube. I have many reasons for this. I have explained them in a previous vlog why I was thinking about going to YouTube, and those reasons are the reasons why I am going to YouTube. I have 1,070 some odd subscribers on YouTube versus the 270 some odd followers on Twitch. So bigger audience on YouTube inherently. It is 1,077 as of this very moment in time of this recording for subscribers on YouTube. YouTube has better discoverability for video in general and content in general than Twitch does. Twitch has absolute zero discoverability for small channels. Zero. None. You are buried at the end of a really long list of people if you are trying to stream something that is popular, and if you are trying to stream something that is unpopular without that many people who are streaming it, you are doing something that is unpopular and are not going to get very many people viewing your streams. So, YouTube is inherently a bit better at their algorithms suggesting videos to people, including live streams, suggesting to people to watch live streams who they think are interested in that particular content. It's just inherently better discoverability on YouTube. Is it good? No, it's not great. If you're growing, it's not great, but it is better than Twitch. So big reason there. Then there's the viewing experience of the YouTube player and others such as that. YouTube is better at transcoding inherently for viewing. YouTube has the DVR feature for streamers and for streams, so that if a viewer comes to watch a stream that has the DVR enabled, you are absolutely able to just scrub the video player all the way back to the beginning to catch up on what you missed. And you can play it on ×2 speed, or ×1.5 speed, or 1.75 speed to catch up to the current state of the stream, the actual current state of the stream. It's very difficult to actually do this through Twitch because you have to leave the live stream to bring up the VOD, and the VOD will only take you to the point in the live stream where you clicked on the button to load the VOD. So that entire time that it took to watch the VOD that the stream has continued past, that is not tacked on to the end of the VOD as you're watching it on Twitch. You have to reload the entire page and then go back to where you left off on the video. You have to know where you left off to finish the remainder of the stream, and if it's still ongoing, you have to end up doing that process several times. The YouTube DVR feature wins on that front, hands down. Hands down, it wins on that front. And then, of course, there are several monetization reasons to prefer YouTube over Twitch for me, and that is A, 70% revenue split versus a 50-50 revenue split is just inherently better. The YouTube members program, which you can officially become a member of my channel right now by looking right down below and clicking on that big blue join button if you have not already become a member. If you have already become a member, you have a gray join button down below, and you have access to all of my wonderful emotes that you can actually leave in regular comments, because I looked at that, and yes, you can use my channel's emotes if you are a member of my channel in regular comments. Go at it. Go at it. Leave emote comments. Go ahead. I give thee permission to do that. You can also use them during live chats. Also, speaking of the live chats, the super chat system I consider to be inherently better than the bit system. I know they are different inherent systems in that one is a direct support through super chats of a direct monetary payment. It's more like a tip. The bit system is a little bit different in that you buy a big set of bits and pay the fee up front to Twitch for the bits, and then the streamer will get the full amount of the value of the bit. It's like 1 cent per bit, I think, something like that. And yeah, with bits, the person buying the bits pays the Twitch's fee, but it's not the case with super chats. Super chats, YouTube will still take its cut. I believe it is still 70% of that, but it's a lot easier for people because YouTube has a lot of options for being able to pay in local currencies, and you can give whatever arbitrary amount you want as well through super chats, which is one of the reasons why I think it's such a popular thing on YouTube with that. I have not gotten any super chats yet on any of the live streams that I have done thus far on YouTube. By the way, we shall see if that changes at any point. But we are at 5 members as of right now. 5 members of the channel, and yeah, streaming on YouTube, I've had to change around my Streamlabs setup as well, because you have to log out and then log back in as your YouTube account, and that completely changes the entire Streamlabs account that you're using, and all of the settings, and all of the sources, and all of the actual scenes as well. So, and if when I imported scenes from the Twitch setup, well, it doesn't keep any of the more detailed settings either. So I've had to go in and manually update things. For some reason, it didn't even keep my mixer settings for the audio and like what tracks each of the things, like the desktop audio and the microphone audio. For streaming, I stream a track 1, that has all of the audio sources on it combined into the one track. But when I record a video like this, and I do record my Crestorio videos, etc., I keep the game audio, the desktop audio, on a separate audio track from my microphone audio, so that I can adjust them individually in case there's something a little bit off about either one. If I'm too light on my volume for my voice, or if my game audio is too low, I can increase the volume, or if it's too high, I can decrease the volume, etc., etc. You don't end up with a situation where you can't edit one of those two things if one of them's a little off. And that reset, apparently, and I didn't notice for these last couple of Crestorio videos. And I have to record 2 more today after this, and those, of course, will ideally have proper audio, the settings that are the same from previously. So, yeah, thank you to all those 5 wonderful members, of which one of them is a Patreon supporter as well. That would be Icepick, I noticed, so thank you so much for that. And Ave, of course, Ave is one of my Patreon supporters, but not at a $5 tier. 5, 10, or 15 copper, glass, and chromium, or 5, 10, and 20 are the tiers to have the name listed up here on the credits. The erudite otakus are the YouTube members, and the YouTube membership is $1.99. That is what I have set it to, and thus is the power of the YouTube membership system. I have the absolute authority to decide what tiers I have, how many tiers I have, what the cost of the tiers ends up being, and so on and so forth, and what the perks are at those various tiers. If you have ideas for any additional higher amount tiers, do let me know your thoughts, as well as what perks should be available at those higher tier levels. But for now, I have it at $1.99. It is significantly cheaper than the base tier of a Twitch subscription, though I do know that, yes, the big downside going to YouTube versus Twitch is that YouTube does not have an equivalent system to the Twitch Prime system. So, yeah, that is one little thing that is different. But ideally, at $1.99, it is a lot more palatable for people to want to join as a member on that. And a reminder, memberships are recurring. It's just like a Twitch subscription in that it is a recurring subscription, and I was surprised to see that we had 5 people join within a 24-hour-ish period, right around there. So yes, thank you all for that. Thank you all my patrons for being patrons and supporting me through these tough times. It is very tough times. I need this income. I need it. I need it more than you could possibly imagine. I am quite short on a monthly basis on income, on a like the consistent income side of things. I don't want to have to live off of the support of any one individual just giving a whole bunch of money, which is unfortunately the state that I am currently in at this point in time. And yeah, that will hopefully change as we go along now that I have centralized. I'm just looking at the various stats on my YouTube page next to me. As I centralize my resources onto YouTube, because by doing this, Twitch pays out when you accrue $100. YouTube, AdSense, pays out when you accrue $100. All of the income through YouTube goes through AdSense, even the subscription fees and etc. All of it will end up going through AdSense. You have to accrue $100 before you actually see the money. If you're split between the two platforms, it takes a lot longer to see that income, that money. It takes a lot longer before you actually see it, right? If it's all together in one, you see it more often, and I need to see it more often. Like, frankly, I need to see it every month. That's not really going to happen, from what I can tell, but it will make it happen sooner. And that is absolutely beyond appreciated at this point. It is just wonderful, wonderful to see this over time growth that I have been experiencing. I just need it to happen faster. I am running out of time to make this work. It's not like I have to. It's not like I need a ton more. It's not like I need $2,000, $3,000 a month, right? I don't even need $1,000 a month. I need $550 to live consistently without any other outside sources of income. I need 250-ish more dollars per, like $50 a week more than I'm making right now, if nothing else changes. Assuming everything else is steady, to survive, I need to make at least $50 a week. Ideally, it's through this, and I can do this on a consistent basis for the rest of my life. I would love to. That is what I would love to do. But oftentimes in life, the things that we need to do to survive are not the things that we actually love doing. I am always going to make content, but I don't know if I can keep making content at the rate that I'm currently making it and still survive. So, on that note, I would like to thank you all for watching. I would like to thank you all for supporting through Patreon and the other membership means and all of that good stuff. I will, of course, keep on keeping on streaming on YouTube now at my usual streaming times with the Space Angels playthrough, and we will go from there. I will, of course, see you all for the next update vlog at the beginning of December.